My Thanksgiving nightmare with the Millers. This past Thanksgiving was supposed to be a day of family, warmth, and maybe a little comfort. Instead, it turned into one of the most upsetting days of my life. A public nightmare orchestrated by my well-meaning but utterly devastating mother-in-law, Carol Miller. My husband, Liam, and I have been trying for a baby for 3 long years. Last year brought 2 miscarriages, each one a fresh heartbreak, leaving me with this gnawing fear that I'll never be able to have a child with him. So when I found out I was pregnant again in October, we were thrilled, but also incredibly cautious. Our plan was simple: keep it to ourselves until I made it to the 2nd trimester. But Carol, bless her heart, is both well-intentioned and incredibly nosy. One night at dinner at her and Richard's house, she noticed I wasn't drinking and flat out asked if I was pregnant. I'm terrible at hiding my emotions, and my face must have given it away. I admitted it, but I stressed how cautious we were and how much we wanted to keep it private until the 2nd trimester. Both Carol and Richard said they understood and agreed to keep it between us. Then, about a week before Thanksgiving, it happened again. I miscarried. I was crushed, trying to stay busy to keep my mind from spiraling. I wanted to skip Thanksgiving entirely, but I also wanted Liam to see his family, and I thought being surrounded by loved ones might actually lift my spirits. I planned to tell Carol about the miscarriage in person. It felt wrong to do it over the phone, but she hadn't been free to see me that week. My plan was to talk to her the day after Thanksgiving, when we could have a private moment. The moment Liam and I walked into their house, Carol's sister, Aunt Susan, hugged me and congratulated me on the pregnancy. I was stunned. Carol had promised to keep it quiet. Part of me wanted to just say thank you, to avoid making a scene, but I couldn't hide my emotions. I told her I miscarried. Susan hugged me and apologized. Minutes later, Liam's sister, Sarah, came over, offering her congratulations. I started tearing up as I explained for the 2nd time that I miscarried. They were both kind, but I was so emotional and so frustrated. This was exactly what I had wanted to avoid. A few more minutes passed, and Carol pulled me aside. She asked why I hadn't told her about the miscarriage. She said it hurt having to hear it from her older sister instead of directly from me. I explained that I wanted to tell her in person and was planning on doing it the next morning. I also said I wasn't expecting to be confronted about the pregnancy since she had agreed to keep it private. Her response? She only told her sister and daughter, which was to be expected, because she was so excited. I was furious, but I just didn't have the energy to argue. I told her we should talk about it later and just try to enjoy the holiday. I left her and went to socialize with other relatives. When it was time to eat, Carol stood up to give the blessing. She started to talk, but then got emotional and began to cry. She asked the family to keep me in their thoughts and prayers because I had recently miscarried. And then she added that I'd miscarried twice before, and it had been an emotional experience for everyone. Only Carol and Richard knew about the previous miscarriages, so she was once again broadcasting my incredibly personal medical information to the entire Miller family. She then started talking directly to me, saying she knew I'd get through this and that I'd make an amazing mom someday. I couldn't control myself. I started sobbing uncontrollably in front of everyone, practically choking on my tears. Liam was furious. He asked his mom why she thought it was appropriate to tell people about my pregnancy and miscarriages. She responded by saying she loves us so much and was just very excited to be a grandma, and that we deserve the family love and support during this difficult time. Liam announced we were leaving, and we walked out before the turkey was even served. I cried myself to sleep that night and woke up feeling absolutely horrible. This morning, Carol showed up at our house unannounced. She said she wanted to talk about what happened. Liam was still fuming, but I told him to let me speak to her privately to avoid another fight. I was still incredibly upset, but a part of me wanted to make peace. I was even willing to accept an apology, knowing this has been hard on everyone. Carol and I sat down, but instead of apologizing, she lectured me. She told me I should have told her about the miscarriage before anyone else. She said it was hard for her to hear the news from her sister when she was looking forward to a happy Thanksgiving. She was also upset that I dropped this horrible news at dinner, and that I should have found a way to tell her before the holiday, even over the phone. And then she added that if I was still so emotional, I shouldn't have come to Thanksgiving at all and risked upsetting the guests. She ended by saying she knows I'm going through a lot and forgives me, but she just wanted to be honest about her feelings. I was floored. I told her that I might have made some mistakes, but all of this could have been avoided if she had simply kept her promise to keep the pregnancy private. I told her she owed both Liam and me an apology. She then asked if I would also apologize for making a scene at Thanksgiving. I didn't think I owed her an apology, not under these circumstances, and I made that very clear. She left in tears, saying I was lashing out because of the traumatic pregnancies. Liam said I shouldn't apologize and has even canceled our Christmas plans with his family. While I absolutely think Carol behaved poorly, a small part of me wants to apologize just to defuse the situation. I also know that this has been challenging for her too, and we don't always react perfectly in these situations. And I do feel badly that my emotions got the better of me and put such a damper on the evening. So here I am, wondering, am I the asshole for how I handled the situation and for refusing to apologize when Carol visited our home?